What's going on? It's Luke with Thompson Lawn Maintenance, and I'm bringing you a video today about equipment management. And it's good to clean your equipment and make sure your equipment is in good running condition. That way, when you're out on the job, you don't have to worry about it. As you can see, we have a very dirty mower. This is most of this dirt and everything is from yesterday. We just got done with a long night of rain, and everything was a complete mud hole, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So the first thing we're gonna do with this is get it cleaned up. As I said with the 2021 equipment tour video, we have that pressure washer back there behind me that we use to clean up our equipment and clean up our cars and just everything else in general, because it's good to have clean equipment. That way you look good while you're on the job and look more presentable and more professional. Okay, before we start pressure washing, one thing I like to do is lower the deck all the way down, as low as it'll go. That way it just makes it easier to get up under the deck and clean on top of it and all the belts and pulleys and now that you got your mower all cleaned off, now you gotta dry it. There's multiple ways of doing this, but if you're in the lawn care business or landscaping, whatever, most of you guys will have a backpack blower, and that's my go-to tool to dry the mower off, even dry my truck off sometimes, but a towel will work. To take the blades off so we can sharpen them, and to scrape the mower deck. Okay, so the best way I've found to do this is with this particular mower, a 13/16 socket, and just a cordless impact, and just a normal paint scraper that you can get at any hardware store, paint store, or whatever. And if you need to, you can get your grinder and put an edge on this just to make it easier to cut through the thick grass and everything, all the buildup that gets into the deck. So if you would like to see the effects of mowing on wet grass, this is what happens. You get all of this buildup under here, under the deck. This is just after taking off one blade. See, that's where the blade goes in. But there's really nothing wrong with mowing wet grass, and even if you don't mow wet grass and you're really good about it, you'll still get that buildup in there, so it's good to clean it out every once in a while. But especially after mowing wet grass, like what we've had to deal with for the last couple days, it's essential that you clean out your mower deck and sharpen your blades, because it will tear those up. Okay, so now with sharpening the blades, there's multiple ways to do this, as well as there's multiple ways of jacking up the mower and getting under there. You can use an angle grinder, which is my personal preference, or you could use just a standard table grinder like this, or they even have blade sharpeners that are specifically built for sharpening blades. But anyways, the way I like to do it is you get your blade in the vise just like this. And you're gonna get your angle grinder, and you're gonna put it, because it's already got an angle on it, you're gonna just put it on this angle and run it along there, 5 or so times, and just until you get the sharpness that you want. And then you're gonna go the same amount of times on the other side. Another important part of lawnmower maintenance, which I don't really worry about too much, but a lot of lawn care companies do it, and you can get away with not doing it if you're a small company or if you're just mowing your own yard at home, is balancing your blades. So the way to balance a blade is if you just get a nail. See how it's cockeyed a little bit? It's not completely straight. That means it's not balanced. And the way to balance it, or at least try to get it as close as balanced as possible, is to get your scraper and just, clean it up a little bit. Get your scraper or a rag or something, and just try to get all this excess gunk and stuff off, because your mower blades will build up grass and gunk just like your mower deck will. So as you can see by my arms and my shirt and the floor, it's a very dirty job. So I do recommend wearing a shirt that you don't mind getting a little bit messed up or getting dirty. But it'll make your stripes look better. It'll lengthen the life of your mower and your blades and your deck, because that stuff will rot under there and cause rust and everything under your deck. And it'll make your stripes look better, make your mower run better, work better. It just makes everything and everybody happy. All right, now to further explain everything I just did under the X mark, since it's harder to film under there, I'm gonna have my lovely assistant Ann explain everything I just did and show you guys everything. So what do you do first, Ann?
So you have your impact and you take off this blade. It's just only one blade because this is the push mower. That one had 3. And then after we take off this blade, we're gonna sharpen it. And then after that, we're gonna scrape all of this grass out.
Okay. Now, as you can see, since this grass is a lot drier than the grass that we just scraped out of the X mark, it's a little bit harder to scrape because that wet grass is all clumpy and everything. So once you get under it, you can get a big clump. But with this, it's real dry and it's stuck on there. All right, I just figured I'd make a little video about maintenance of your equipment and just stuff that I've learned from experience with doing this over the years. Like I said before, if you're just a normal homeowner mowing your yard every once in a while, every week or so, you can get away with scraping your deck, sharpening your mower blades, maintaining everything, probably once a month or every 2 months, whatever. And small business, you're mowing 7 yards a weekend, 10 yards a weekend, you could probably get away with doing it every 2 weeks. Or if you really want to be good about it, you can do it every week. But yeah, so just figured I'd do a little bit of video and show you guys some stuff that I've learned from experience and tips and tricks that I know. And yeah, so make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.